Why don't we talk about that T Grizzly album, Scriptures?
Grizzly Gang, dog.
Grizzly Gang, his fourth album, from what at least from what I could tell.
Some of those are tapes, but yeah, he's
Yeah,
been pretty prolific
fourth
in the
project,
past 2 years.
and yeah, I mean it's kind of crazy because I remember talking about him as a potential XXL freshman. I
Yeah.
think when we were first starting out as a podcast, but 2 years ago.
Yeah, I think we first day out had come out and we were like 2017. Is it too early? He
Mhm.
doesn't make it, and then I think we both were certain he would make it last year, and it really feels like he just turned it down because I can't see how they didn't offer it to him. But yeah, it feels like he's been since been passed over. But this is his fifth project since 2017, so he's doesn't seem to be wasting any time.
And how did you feel about Scriptures as a project in a whole?
Yeah, so I wasn't. We weren't really planning to give this much airtime, but just because I think T Grizzly isn't. We didn't cover Still My Moment, his second project from last year, and the reason for that is T Grizzly, he's a solid artist. He reps the D. He's a gruff, real guy, and I feel like he brings that out in terms of like those true street lyrics, and he can really tell you his story, which he's got a lot to tell for a young man, but it's always kind of sounded a bit samey. I think that was a bit of our criticism with Activated, his debut album, and it just I wasn't expecting him to truly like branch out. I was expecting this Scriptures project to be more of the same, so thus we probably wouldn't have anything new to add. I'm like, hey, we're still fans of T Grizzly. There's probably some stuff you'll like on here, but shockingly, I feel like T Grizzly actually switches it up a lot more than I expected on here. There's definitely some influence from Lil Durk, his Illinois compatriot, who he collabed with on the Bluetooth tape, as well as obviously Juice World. Songs like Locksmith, where T Grizzly starts singing, and he literally acknowledges it. It's like, T Grizzly, why are you singing? He's like, suck my dick or whatever, right? And it's like, oh, so T Grizzly, he is interested in perhaps switching up his sound, at least making himself a little more viable to a larger audience. It's just an interesting premise. I did not expect that from him, given he's a street dude. But
Yeah.
it kind of surprised me, and I actually like Locksmith, for the type of song it's trying to be. And what did you think? Did you pick up on those lane shifts a little bit?
Yeah, I don't think I'm tuned into T Grizzly enough to be probably aware of those sort of changes. I'll say I hardly ever listen to him. But what I mentioned in that last on our Tiger review, that just he comes through so clear. And he comes through with such authority on his songs. I think that's what I really enjoy. Is like, even if I don't like the beat, which I actually really liked a lot of the beats on this, but he just brings such an energy to it that's hard to knock it. I mean, I think something we critique a lot, or at least I critique a lot of rappers for, is not having a ton of different topics that they like to rap about, and I think he kind of does fall into that category. But I don't knock him for that, because it doesn't seem I don't hold him to the esteem of I think some others, just because he's not as established, and it seems like he's still coming up, like you said. A couple songs did stand out to me on this. Scriptures I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
I thought like the beginning couple songs weren't great, but the ending track with A Boogie I actually really liked a lot. And I thought this was a good weekend for A Boogie, because
Yeah,
it seems
sure.
like the two tapes we just talked about, he's really stood out to me. And for someone that we reviewed like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and
Yep.
we were like,
Year and a half.
the project's pretty good and I really liked it, he seems to be skyrocketing into a more and more famous artist every time we listen to him.
Yeah, given Hoodie Season came out end of December, it's just a bad time for us. We skipped it, but I mean, that album was massive, and he truly is a huge star and a important feature for someone to get. Honestly, T Grizzly having a song with A Boogie and YNW Melly, I was like, that's quite the combo. Definitely two guys that don't sound like Grizzly at all, but they mesh pretty
Right.
well. Yeah.
I also really liked Had To. I thought that was, Had To. Add Me Up I wasn't as big of a fan of, but Had To I thought was great.
Yeah. I think overall it's just interesting to hear the changes, as I said. But I mean, you're right. He still is kind of limited in his scope, but at least it's, I mean, like you can have a long ass career just speaking to the streets, and
Mhm.
if he's gonna
Sure.
try and do that from the Little Dirk angle as well as the Chief Keef angle, I think there's a lot of
Yeah.
potential to keep going. It's weird. He's never really been a true like chart mover, a true unit pusher in his short career, but I'm still holding a hope that he could really have a big hit. But even if he doesn't, I mean, like he was featured on Shit Real, that J Rock bonus track from last year, and that was just a hard ass feature. I feel like, as you mentioned, his voice, his persona, even in small doses, just can really come across as something at least a little unique, even if the lyrics can be hit or miss. So yeah, still in on T Grizzly.